Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today I'm going to share a card using two different stamp sets. Love that Stampin' Up! Is having a piggyback stamp set from original bundle. So the original bundle is the Jar of Love. You will find this in the main catalog, and it comes as a bundle with the framelits. Now in the holiday catalog we've added the Jar of Cheer. So love that we have that interaction going on. And so I want to share a card today. I'm going to remove my background because I'm going to be doing some die cutting, and I don't want that to be in the way. I am going to do what I am calling a snow shaker card. This was inspired by a card that I seen by my friend Tammy, and so I'm going to take the jar. This is actually from the Jar of Love, and I'm going to stamp that on a piece of shimmer cardstock. Then I am going to bring in my Big Shot. Going to be using my thin adapter die with my platform, and I'm going to cut that jar out. So simply going to lay that down and cut the jar out. Now let me find my other cutting mat. Here it is. Put that on top and run that through. Now I want to cut the inside of that jar out, but with the bundle of framelits, the inside cutout for that, it only comes in one size, and it's for the bigger jar. So as you see, if I would cut that, the jar would cut out too much to make a shaker. So I'm going to show you a little tip. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to put my cutting mat in, and I'm going to only stop the cutting mat, not at the end of the framelit. And I see that jar is crooked. Let's go ahead and move that so it's straight. So if I put it completely on top, it would cut the whole jar out, the whole bottom of the jar, and I don't want that. So let's get this straight here. Again, I'm going to put my top cutting mat on, but I'm going to stop it before I get to the bottom of my jar. Well, now it's not being all fingers here. Let's try this again. Lay that on. Now the smart thing would be to take a piece of washi tape and tape that down, but of course I don't have a piece of washi tape right here. So I'm going to pull that down. So when I run this through the Big Shot, what is going to happen is the cutting mat is stopping, so consequently it is not cutting there. Let's pull this back out so you can see that. So it only cut to where I had the mat. So then I'm just going to go in with my scissors and cut that out so that I can have a shaker this size. I'm next going to take that piece of shimmer again. I need a back for my jar. I put a piece of window sheet on top of so that I can cut my window sheet out at the same time as I cut that backing. So I'm going to run that through. Set my Big Shot aside. Going to bring back my wood grain cutting mat so that I can assemble my card. Now I'm going to take, oops, I think they're sliding around. I'm going to get that jar that I just cut out with a window sheet. I've got those two pieces cut out. I'm going to take my jar that is stamped, and I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive so that I can apply my window sheet. I've got that. Next, what I'm going to do is bring in my foam adhesive strips so that I can make that shaker. So I like to just run it around. You can cut it, but I find when I cut for my shakers, what happens is that I have a chance to get not a good seal, and part of my whatever I want as my shaker may come out. So I don't want that to happen. So I've got that. Press it down good. I'm going to go in to my scissors and trim off the excess. And I see maybe I don't have this window sheet adhered real good. Let's kind of pull that up. Maybe I need to add a little bit of adhesive down here. You know what? Let's grab a glue dot. This is very fine, the jar, so kind of hard with adhesive. Maybe that'll work better for me. Let's see, pull this up. There, I think that's going to add better. And I see maybe I've got my foam adhesive a little bit out there. So there we go. I think that'll work better. So I'm going to then cut off that excess. Of course, keep that for another card. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my embossing buddy. This is very important with a shaker, and I want to go along the edges so that my whatever I put in for the shaker will not stick. Just want to make sure that, yeah, that looks good. Everything looks good there. Then what I have is fake snow. It's very fine snow, and I bought this at the dollar store. Don't remember which dollar store. There's so many now, but it's just a fine snow. So I'm going to put that down. I'm going to peel off my excess. And then I always put my snow on my backing or my whatever I want my shaker rather than on my window, because if I turned it over then I would lose whatever my shaker is. So now I have a snow shaker, so for shaking snow. Now let me show you how to make this fun card. I'm going to bring in a piece of Whisper White cardstock. I have already stamped it with the snowman from that jar of cheer and the little Mary. And next what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring back that Big Shot. Don't think I really need to remove my cutting mat, because all I'm going to do is emboss. And what I want to do is I only want to emboss part of this. So I'm going to bring in my Softly Falling. I'm going to put my piece of cardstock in here like so. I have my bottom cutting mat, and then what I did was I took the cardboard that comes from our designer series paper and I glued two pieces together, which is about the thickness of our cutting mat. So whatever you use, you want it the same thickness as your cutting mat, and I'm going to put it across my card like so. And I'm going to run it through the Big Shot. So that shim that I made is acting as my top cutting mat. Because I only used part of it, it just did the snow at an angle there. Isn't that fun? So let's go ahead now. I'm going to bring in my Soft Sky. I'm going to bring in a sponge dauber. I'm going to find a scrap piece of paper here and kind of stamp off, because I don't want this to be real bold. And I'm just going to add some blue to those snowflakes so that it accents that snow falling down. Got that. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and actually grab my Wink of Stella and go over that just to give the shimmering of the snow. Again, this is on shimmer paper, but I think it looks even better with that. I'm going to go into my salt shaker of snow. I'm going to grab a couple dimensionals, add that to the bottom and the top. and then I'm going to place it like so that it looks like I've got a snow shaker. See, I do. Snow shaking out, and it only comes at an angle there. Just absolutely love that card. And I've got a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of the soft sky. So I'm going to add that to the front of my card like so. And there you have a fun snow shaker. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and you can join me again real soon. Bye-bye.